Alright, howdy there. I AFK'd overnight and we got a bunch of grass growing up here. I kind of neglected to put little paths along here, so we have to wait longer for the grass to grow this way. But our little thing here is already working pretty well. So I thought I would kind of install this in like strips. And trapdoors are obviously where the mobs think there's a full block here, but of course there's not, so they fall. And I thought that I would make this like kind of high in the air so that I could maybe stack it. I think that might be a good idea. I don't really know what I want to do as far as like how to decorate this goes, but I'll show you what I've got so far. This is what I'm looking at here. It's like a truss. So I think this might be supported by these like trusses. The only thing is I can't put another truss like side in here because that will like, you know, mess with the farm. So far just arranging for the spawning pads to work. That's its own project, but as far as what we're going to do with the mobs once we have them, not sure on that front. So what we could do is we could just like have them drop and be killed, maybe by lava so that I can get cooked pork chops easy. But you know, that's kind of lame. So I think what we want to do is try to make a farm where the mobs are not in fact killed. The killing of the mobs will be entirely player based. So you know, if I want some pork chops, I can do that. I'm not in like, you know, super high demand for pork chops, so it doesn't justify doing this entire farm. But what does justify doing this entire farm is wool, because I'm gonna need a lot of wool. So if I leave this thing to AFK, then basically the wool should ideally drop from the sheep. Kind of sad. Rip cow. The wool should drop from the sheep, and it should be, you know, the sheep will be killed or whatever. And then the wool should be funneled to me via water stream. Now that is like the AFK configuration. But the thing about that is it doesn't yield a lot of wool, because these guys, when they're killed, they only drop like one piece of wool. Yeah. So ideally we don't want an AFK situation. We want to be sitting somewhere where we can be shearing whatever is in front of us. Have that stuff kind of funneled into us, into our inventory. So we don't want an entirely AFK farm. But that does beg the question, what do we do with the sheep after we've sheared them? I mean, we could just kill them. But I think that's cruel. So, my plan is we're gonna have to find a way to funnel the mobs out of, like, out of active mob radius so they despawn. I don't know if it's possible, but we'll see. So, yeah. That's currently where that stands. I'm thinking maybe we could just do like a water water kind of thing that just like, I wonder if like they're vertically displaced by a certain amount. I mean, they'd still be in the chunk, yeah. But does that like deactivate them from a, you know, mob perspective or whatever? Because I know that hostile mobs, like after a certain point, when they're outside of the player radius, they just kind of stop working and then despawn. I'm not actually sure how the passive mobs work in that regard. Because like if you just like look over here, obviously, see, we just got some spawning in right there. But if I move away enough, they just kind of pop out of existence. Now, the question is, I move close enough, so the entities still are there. They're like registered as entities, yeah. It's saying that there's like, you know, X amount. So the farther I move away, it seems like the count is staying at around the same, but I don't know if that's because they're spawning over here or what. Okay, it seems like I've moved far enough away, and now, oh wow, I can really see where all the mobs are, can't I? Wait, is that a dungeon? Oh no. Okay, well, that's interesting. Anyway, we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. I'll get back to you once I get this thing going on. Howdy there. I just want to show you guys the progress I've made on this thing. I've gotten one side decorated, so we've got these nice trusses. There's 2 rows of awning platforms, and they work pretty well. They all go down to that right there. But the actual mechanism for like methodically going through each mob and vetting it and then launching it off is well, I haven't really figured it out yet. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna get some slime and we're gonna make some pistons and we're gonna figure out how I want to do this. We're also gonna have to figure out how to get it so mobs don't get caught on these trusses, but I may try glass blocks. I'm not quite sure on that front yet, but yeah. As far as the mechanism goes, I'm thinking like just 2 piston doors. Press a button, piston door opens, lets mobs into the chamber, and then a moment later, piston door closes, press the button again, piston door opens, the mobs that were just let into the chamber get let out of the chamber, and then yeah, you get the picture. The chickens are escaping, and this is all part of the plan. See, the mobs get filtered down into this like 1 block area where they get kind of dragged down, and then any of the smaller mobs, ideally, most of them, they either get trapped down there and drown, which is something we don't really want, but cannot be avoided currently. And then any smaller mobs, 1 block mobs, are filtered out through here. They can escape, and so we'll do something with them. But this door should open, and this door should open, and then they both close. And they should be open long enough to allow mobs to pass through this section here. And then we do something with the mobs that is very humane. I think just like, don't really know quite what to do, as I don't know if there's like activator rails or, you know, things that like, I can't use cactuses to break minecarts and transport them or anything like that because I have no way of placing the minecart back, I don't think. But, you know, I'll figure something out. If worst comes to worst, we'll just do a water stream that just leads them out of rendering range, and hopefully that will let more spawn. It will be a slow process, but if it's a continuous process, and this like thing that I'm doing here is like an active farm where I have to be doing stuff, if it's a continuous process, then theoretically it should work perpetually, as long as I'm running it. And I would have a mode where it just like, I might still have a mode where it just like kills the mobs, but you know, that's passive wool. That's passive wool gathering, if you will. But I kind of want to do this without killing mobs, just for fun, as a design challenge. So I'm gonna see if I can hook these up and figure out the redstone, because I'm not exactly a redstone master, and we'll see how it goes. Y'all ready for this? So here is how do you okay, anyway, here's setup. So here's my dungeon core little room. So basically mobs come through here, and I got this little window so I can shear the sheep easy, and they go down through here, and oh no, what's that? Is that lava? Are these being killed? What about the design constraint of not killing the mobs? Wow. Okay, well that lava apparently is not very effective, but you know, whatever. Almost effective. Well, here's the thing. I can turn that off, and that way they just get funneled along until they eventually despawn. Meanwhile, any drops that get past that point will still fall into the lava down there, just the mobs won't, and eliminate any extra entities like that, because right here is where I collect all the drops. We've got this door here so nothing can like escape. The chickens' hitboxes are way too small and they can actually get through here, so yeah. This lever toggles the barriers here. They're made out of fences, because fences do not suffocate the mobs. And yeah, so I can just like sit here and I can hold the hold down the button and it'll just shear any sheep that come through here. I can use the door to go in here if I want. And if I want to hold some mobs in a certain place, you know, I can just up and yeah. And it's a humane farm because the mobs, the way we get them to despawn is by just putting them out of despawn range. The killing option is literally for just when I feel like speeding things up, because inevitably I decided to, you know, add that in just in case, you know. So here's the redstone. Pretty simple stuff. That lever over there connects to this down here. That goes up through these torches and, you know, does the piston doors. They're toggled on by default thanks to these little redstone torch inverter kind of things. And bada boom bada bang. There is... Oh, and by the way, all of this, the cobby mossel stone. Wow, that's impressive. All the cobby mossel stone came from down here. There just so happens to be a spider spawner just below my my farm here. How did you get down here? I don't know how that chicken got down here. That's kind of concerning. But this is the build, and we now have 3 spawning platforms up top. There's also some redstone that goes down here. Just, you know, pretty straightforward stuff. One of these pistons is inverted, but, you know, that's not exactly a complicated thing that I need to show you guys. So I need to, like, pretty this place up a little bit. The chickens, by the way, are really annoying. They can still pretty easily escape. They can even get through here, I guess, somehow. How is that exactly? Oh yeah, because there's one block here, so if they squeeze down below, they can actually get through this. Which I think I designed on purpose. I wanted them to be able to, like, to kind of like filter them out, I guess. I don't know why I don't have that here, though. I'm sure there's a reason. Surely there is. But, yeah. Now we'll go up top and just take a look around real quick. So here we are. I need to finish prettying this up. But we got that. And here we've got the 3 spawning platforms that are well lit, so hostile mobs won't spawn there. But there's plenty of space for these mobs to spawn here. I might still have to take care of some places like over there and stuff. I cleared out all of the grass over there and then left this running AFK, and I guess I missed a spot because it all spread back. So yeah, that's nice. I don't even know if mobs can spawn that far away, because when I do F3, they don't show up. So I'm thinking that they are not spawning over there, which is of course ideal. That's what we want. but I'm kind of operating on the honor system right now, considering I can't see whether the mobs have spawned in or not. Anybody knows whether they spawn in, that would be nice to share with me. But I'm gonna finish prettying this thing up, and then I'll show you the end product. And I really want to, like, I don't know, I want to make this look nice, but I don't want to make it overly complicated, because I'm honestly a fan of like super simple builds. Like for instance, this over here. This like kind of base part that stretches up a little. I think having the cobblestone there is a little like plain. I almost want to add some like texturing there, some stone or something. Maybe even wool. Here, try this. Yeah, that's actually lighter than the cobblestone, so. See, that complicates it just a little bit. But what if we do stone? Because I can see maybe like, okay, let's try like a base layer of stone. Just for a little bit of variety, you know? Okay, let's vary it a little. I create a gradient, I guess? Oops. I kind of like that. Yeah, it does break it up a little bit. Okay. Well, I might do that in the future for these things, so yeah. See you in a moment. Greetings. I have completely exhausted basically my entire supply of stone. But this is it. We've got the trusses, and they go up and up and up. And all around this build. Makes me very happy. Looks nice. I need to mess with the stone here. And this side. But I'm not really interested in making a roof or anything for this. I think just having the trusses and everything is fine. Also, oh hey, forgot some spots. But I changed the water level in here so that it was like 1 block higher. So before mobs were getting caught and they were falling in the wrong place, and the water stream was not tall enough, so they would just die. So I fixed that. Maybe that'll improve the rates of the farm a little bit, and also be more humane. Not like I don't have an anti-humane switch in the farm. Because I do. But, you know, that's... I'm just gonna forget about that, okay? Anytime I'm on screen, the farm is humane. Trust me. So I'm gonna mosey on over to the farm to show you the final score. And yeah, I think that's about it for this episode. I plan on experimenting next episode with some theories I have about items and possibly unloading items. That way we can collect more items than what we can hold in our inventory. By just shuffling them off somewhere else and then collecting them later. Theoretically, maybe that works, but I'm really not certain. So, pretty much identical to the last time I showed you it. Mobs come in here. I've even got some pink wool. Run along home. Good sheep. The chickens can go under this 1 block gap here, but there's not a 1 block gap here so that the items can be caught. So the chicken doesn't actually go under that. You know what? I could put... No, I couldn't put a 1 block gap there because... I was gonna say I could put like a slab there to catch the items, but then the water stream wouldn't be, you know, it wouldn't keep going. And then these guys are just gonna go here and not fall into the lava. Good, good. But anyway, that's my little dungeon core passive mob farm. I have a lot to edit for this episode. It's probably gonna be a little bit longer, so I'll head out and you take care now. Ciao.